Today on DNVR Buffs Live, Boo Carter is hooping, and that will probably upset Tennessee fans. That and much, much more right now.
Buff Nation,
Let's go.
squad. Hold that note. Welcome into the Xfinity Studios, DNVR Buffs Live on a hump day, halfway through the week. Day 5 of Colorado Spring Football in the books now. We are already a third of the way through. We talked about it at the end of the show yesterday. It's just, you blink and this shit just goes, man.
It does.
Crazy, man. 5 of 15 already down in the books.
Yeah, that's 1/3.
Quick math.
Thanks.
33%?
Yeah, 33.3.
Mhm.
3.33.
Right. Repeating, of course.
Yes. Yeah, but you get through this, you're just closer to the season.
No doubt. Spring break next week. They'll be back for obviously practices the week after that. And then the week after that, we'll have a spring game / practice / event on our hands.
I kind of look at it this way. Spring ball ends, golf season begins, and then golf season just carries you all the way to football season.
Yes.
I like
up to
that.
it, 100%.
Today on the show, tampering once again. Dun, dun, dun. The latest updates on one of the biggest problems facing the sport. We'll talk about CBS's returning production for 2026. They projected returning starters for every single FBS team. We talked about this last year.
That's a project right there.
It is a project. We'll get into it. Also, CBS's burning questions facing every Big 12 team going into spring football.
I just had an idea.
Yeah?
I'm just going to say it so I don't forget. We should do a draft of things we still love about college football.
Ooh,
Like,
I
we
love
talk all the bad stuff all the time.
I like that.
Putting it into the notes now.
That's why I say it out loud.
All right. But let's start with day 5 of camp and what happened after practice, or what was said after practice. This is just a pure Vonn Bell. We'll talk about Nate Mitchell and we'll talk about Jaydan Hardy and what they said. But go ahead, Yaya. Roll the highlights from Vonn Bell today.
The sky's the limit with this group, and I challenge and urge them every day to challenge one another, and really embark on the journey, the commitment, the process, and really just keep on like pushing each other. It's not a new scheme, but they all been in different schemes, but it's just similarities and stuff like that. But it's really just the terminology. I really just challenge the group, just keep on pressing every day, and it's a very talented group. It's a lot of versatility in this group, a lot of smart guys in this group. So, I got to keep on challenging them, and they challenging me too. Countless of coaches reached out to me and congratulated me, and I always just told them, I said, I appreciate you coaching me hard and really like pouring into me as a man and as a player too. So I always appreciate them because remember, it takes a village, and I couldn't be up here by myself. He's been good. It started a little rocky, but he been embracing those challenges. He been in the office every day, pressing forward every day, striving every day to be the best version of himself, and it's showing on the field. He had a great day today, made play on the ball today. I wanted to get an interception, but that's my goal is always high, and it's always a high standard for him because he's so talented, and the sky's the limit for him. He's got to keep on building those bricks every day by day, mentality and the process, and he's, like I said, he's one of the most talented guys I've seen in a long time. And it's very easy to him. So now he just got to keep on mentally. He just got to stay locked in even more. You know what I'm saying? Keep on challenging himself and challenging others around him every day. How detailed we are every day with the meetings, with the breakdown and film, with the grade sheets and all types of stuff that we have. And we have an open discussion with the D staff. And it's just, man, the dude loves it. He brings the energy every day. And that's what type of guy I am too. I'm fiery too. So, he's a former player as well. So he understands and gets it. And I'm glad to come in to work with him every day. I tell him this all the time. I remember Drew Brees sat me down one time, and he always told me a good quarterback win you 6 games, a great one win you 8 to 10. and the rest of it is camaraderie of the football team. And I was telling them, as you watch football across the NFL, like, you think this is completion. They putting that ball on them now because the ball, how they put the ball placement. And that's why I tell them now how the difference between college and the pros. It's not necessarily the speed. Yeah, you got freakish athletes out there, 1% of 1%. But it's really like the quarterback and his processing of how fast he's playing the game because he know what coverage you in already. If we telling you to hold the disguise, hold it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being on your landmark. You playing against Pat Mahomes, you playing against Aaron Rodgers, all those guys seen these type of defenses and these exotic looks all the time. And they just playing the game within the game. And that's what we got to do as safeties because we the quarterback of the defense. So it's like different stuff like that, different nuggets I give them and I show them. And I constantly always reiterate to them when they come in my office, it's about watching the game. How are you watching the game? How are you breaking it down? What's the situation? We should always be thinking that down the distance. What's the personnel? The offense is always telling us a story, if it's tempo or not. But, I can get into that all day, but I ain't going to keep it long. Other Scott?
Yeah, he was awesome today, man. Let's get into it and start with just what he said there off the top. I mean, first off, very thankful, obviously, for Coach Prime, the opportunity given him, Coach Livingston, to join the staff, really. Just talked about how blessed he was, how he's embraced the grind, thanking his prior coaches. I mean, truly a guy who's been there and done that, and just the way he talks and how appreciative he is sounding on the podium about this opportunity now to have his own room after just being in a camp. December it was 4 months ago, or
a tryout
4 months ago.
Yep. This is somebody who just loves ball, bro. Like a football guy. And I think that's been a common thing among Coach Prime, Coach Mir, whoever you speak to this offseason. Like, that was a big emphasis among the coaching staff and the roster. Like, get guys in who love ball above all else. And you listen to Vonn Bell talk right there. The love for the sport just exudes out of him. Like, this is a 9-year NFL veteran, a guy who has started over 100 NFL games, was playing as recent as 2024. He started 11 games for the Bengals in 2024, less than 2 years ago. I thought even, his story about kind of how he got to Colorado because Coach Swayze said he's been his trainer for 8+ years. And Coach Swayze kind of hit him up, after the 2024 season, like wanted him to just come around, just be around ball and whatnot. And, Vonn Bell said he fought it. He said he had a crib elsewhere. He was still in a player's mindset. He wasn't ready to make that transition until he got to Boulder. And he said he got around the kids and he kind of just fell in love with it. He said it stuck with me. Being around the kids, how they looked at me, you see their eyes light up. When I get in these meeting rooms, when I get on the field, that fire is still there. And you could just see a passionate coach who cares about the sport, who cares about, I think, the next generation of football players, which he now has a hand in impacting and influencing.
And I think there's something to be said, too, for the NFL experience, which obviously Coach Prime values, but recent NFL experience.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys, they've heard about T.O. and they've heard about Randy Moss. And, I'm just thinking wide receivers right now, but, like, it's mostly just highlights on YouTube or, like, whatever. Like, you want to talk about Jamar Chase? Yeah. I played with him. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Cam Jordan? I played with him. Mm-hmm. You just go through the list, and it's like it's a little bit different when it's someone who these guys, the players probably watch Vonn Bell play.
Facts.
Definitely. Whether they were like locked in enough to know that was him, or maybe they were a Saints fan or a Bengals fan while he was on those teams.
For sure.
Like, it just hits a little different. It feels a little closer when it's like, oh, like when you were getting recruited, I was playing in the league.
Definitely.
Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, in 2016, he was the 61st overall pick in that draft. You know what I mean? Like, he was someone that was talked about a lot that offseason in preparation for the draft. These kids heard that, bro. Like, if they're fans of football, like we just talked about, they definitely remember that and remember seeing him ball out at Ohio State, right? Because he was an impact player there.
He really was.
But yeah, him talking about like the actual scheme and stuff at Colorado, obviously the defensive coordinator change. He did say obviously it's a new scheme, but also mentioned that all these guys coming in, this is a new team, right? In the transfer portal era, they're all coming from new schemes. Right. And just saying that there's similarities, just really just terminology and doing homework and figuring, he said, finding out the snakes in the defense. So, yeah, I mean, he's just embracing this opportunity. As you mentioned, he talked about Coach Swayze, the value of that. Also, Coach Livingston, because, I mean, he was in Cincinnati as well. That part at the end too, like you mentioned, you know, name dropping like current players, right?
Yeah.
When he said like Pat Mahomes, like even I'm a Broncos fan. I hate that guy. Yeah. But my ears perked up a little bit just because like that's the modern NFL. Like he's telling stories about the league as it is now. And that stuff is so valuable. And I can only imagine what's going on in that safeties room, what he's sharing there.
Yeah, you said it in our takeaways video, and it was true. Like when he started going into that mode, talking about old stories, like I had just caught myself put my phone down, and I'm just like sitting there listening to him, like locked in. Like when he told a story from Drew Brees, what Drew Brees told him years ago, like a good quarterback going to win you 6 games. A great quarterback's going to win you 8 to 10 games. Anything after that, it's on the team and how tight-knit, how the team camaraderie kind of works out itself. And I thought that was super insightful as well, because obviously that's an NFL kind of adage, but that can certainly be applied to college as well. But yeah, this is somebody as well I really like today. It seems like these guys are really starting to speak the same language on both sides of the ball. Like we heard like Cam and like Danny like use things that Brendan Marion says.
Right.
And even today, like, is that Chris Marv talking? You know what I'm saying? And both, you know, Vonn Bell and Jaydan Hardy and Nate Mitchell, who we talked today, it's just talking about like identifying personnel down in distance before the snap, which is all things obviously Chris Marv has harped on, but that was reiterated
Coach Prime
today.
is harped on too.
It is 100%. That was reiterated today by Vonn Bell, by Nate Mitchell and Jaydan Hardy and whatnot. So I think this is going to be a really smart defense, like a high IQ defense, and that bodes really well after what we saw transpire last year.
And it's still early, but I think the final form of Coach Prime is total CEO type, you know, and for that to be achieved, there has to be full trust in the staff.
Definitely.
And I think we're as close to that as we've ever been.
Yeah.
Where, you know, Coach Prime is still pulling the strings and pushing the buttons, but he doesn't have to be so hands-on with the coaching staff. And we still want him to be.
Yeah, and he,
for sure.
I'm sure he wants to
and
be.
And he will
still.
be.
Yeah.
But I think that when he gets to a point where he fully trusts his staff, it'll unlock the best version of him where he can just focus on the things that he wants to focus on.
Yep. Let's talk about Boo Carter. I asked Coach about Boo. Literally, this is how he started off the answer. You heard it, but he's been good. A little bit of a rocky start, he said, but he's been embracing those challenges. He's been in the office every day, pressing forward every day, striving every day to be the best version of himself, and it's shown on the field. You know, as before we got here to the office, we haven't been able to watch whatever practice content has come out today, but Coach Bell said he made a play today, and he's just continuing to grow, you know, stacking bricks on top of every day. The sky's the limit for him. He said, he's one of the most talented guys I've seen in a long time, and it's just very easy to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it a few times now, but we had a headline like, is Boo Carter the most talented buff since Travis Hunter? And when we're talking about just pure talent, I think he is. I think he's the most talented player that's been on the team since then. So how much he unlocks it, how far he can take it is going to be really awesome to just follow and watch. But if he unlocks his potential entirely, he won't be here next year. That is how talented he is.
No doubt. And it's one thing for me to say that this is one of the most talented players I've ever been around.
Right.
It's a completely different thing for NFL veteran, 9-year NFL veteran Vonn Bell to say this is one of the most talented players I've ever been around.
Who played the safety position, but again,
been
around
around
nickel.
Jesse Bates, Kenny Vaccaro, like you mentioned, Jamar, T. Higgins. Like he's played with a lot of dudes over the he's played with a lot of talented Pro Bowl, all pro level guys throughout his time in the NFL. And for him to just see the talent, I think is awesome. And also, you know, Vonn Bell, obviously coaching safeties. We expect Boo Carter to be playing nickel corner. Vonn Bell started a lot of games at the nickel slot corner in the NFL as well. So I feel like he might be uniquely positioned to help Boo kind of develop into this role as well.
Absolutely, man. It's exciting. The prospects of Boo Carter and just, I mean, again, we're only a third of the way through spring ball, and this kid seems like he's just going to keep growing and getting better. I mean, obviously he's, you know, got to stay on the right track, right? Whatever that means, that can mean so many different things, but it does feel like he's really just again, just nose to the grindstone, man. Like he's just trying to work this thing out and get to kind of next April, right?
Yeah.
And get to that 2027 NFL draft. That's clearly where his sights are set. And the more motivated he gets, the closer he gets to that, man. I just think that, obviously the season's in between that. We might have a real just impact player, just a monster in the back end on our hands here.
No doubt. And I think if they get this cornerback spot right, this secondary is going to be very, very strong.
Absolutely.
I want to mention something just because it's come up a few times in chat. And it just happened. So, if you don't have volume, which I realize if you don't have volume right now, you're not going to be able to hear me say this. But if for some reason you're watching the show and your volume goes out, just try refreshing it. We've noticed a few people having that issue in the last few weeks. It's obviously not on our end. Sounds like it's a YouTube problem. But if you end up being like, what's going on? Where's the sound? Just try refreshing.
Thank you. Let's take our first break and shout out our friends over at new partner, Casamigos. I think we're branding ourselves as a Casamigos podcast. I think that was actually already the fact before today.
The Casa Crew.
The Casa Crew. Look at this
The
guy.
Migos.
The Migos.
Oh, my
that was taken.
But shout out to them, man. They are the drink of the World Cup. Are you ready, Scotty, this summer for the World Cup?
You think I'm not when I am? Come on now.
I don't know. I got to make sure, But, it's out here in North America too, man. So
Yes.
it's going to be great times for us, at least, to watch all the games. So
Yes.
whenever you are watching them this summer, make sure you're doing it with a smooth, delicious Casamigos right next to you. It's always a great time with Casamigos. No matter who you're supporting, you can pair your World Cup watch party with a delicious new, ready-to-enjoy Casamigos margarita made with the best simple ingredients, Blanco tequila, lime juice, and natural flavors. They're sure to rival any of your favorite hangout spots. Just 110 calories per serving as well. Whether you're at your favorite spot or stocking up at home, make it Casamigos.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Toyota, man. As I was walking into the beautiful DNVR bar today, I was walking through the parking lot. I see my boy RK just chilling in his Toyota, man. Just looking so comfy. He had the sound going. I don't know, the sound was all crystal clear or whatnot.
I love the 5-minute break in the car when you show up somewhere early.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Shout out to Toyota, man. You already know what the deal is with them by now, man. Whether you're trying to conquer some off-road trails or maybe hauling all of your personal possessions on the back of your Toyota, man. They got a truck that's just perfect for you. It might be that all-new 2025 Tacoma, or it might be the iconic 2025 Land Cruiser, man. These are SUVs that take command on the road and on the trail. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain State Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR.
All right, back on the show. Anything else from Vonn Bell that really caught your ear, Scotty?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it all. I think that was kind of the gist of it, what we covered in that first segment there. Just how grateful he is to be in this situation and whatnot. He really likes the talent in that room. He talked about the versatility of the safeties in that group as well. So, yeah.
When he was trying to find it, talking about Chris Marv, though, I thought that was a good one. Sorry. Said fiery, passionate, very detailed. Right. I've seen some coaches like that, and it just made me inspired to be a better version of myself every day. How detailed we are every day with the breakdown of film, with the grade sheets, all that type of stuff, and having open discussion as a staff. The dude loves it. He brings the energy every day. That's the type of guy I am too. I'm fired up too. So he's a former player as well. He understands. He gets it. I'm glad to come and work with him every day. You just mentioned that staff camaraderie, man, and it's early, but the vibes are just, especially from last year, they're so much better than they were last year.
But every clip I see of Chris Marv, man, the more clips I see of him, like he got a screw loose.
He does.
In the best
he
way
played
possible.
linebacker, bro, in the SEC. Come on.
You see it sometimes when like he raises his voice, like
His eyes get all big.
Yeah, like shake it a little bit. Like I think he is really what this defense needs, and he is going to bring the energy every single day. And I think you can say that about a handful of coaches, Dante Carter as well. Like they're bringing the energy. They're going to make sure that the energy levels on that side of the ball are never low. So I love that.
It's funny because I talked to Benny Fowler a lot about, these coaches and yelling.
Yeah.
And he said that, like, once he got to the league, he couldn't stand coaches that yelled. But I think that when you're in college, you need it. You need it. I have a buddy who played college football, and he had one of the craziest coaches that there ever were in college football when it came to yelling. And he always tells me, like, dude, I needed that. I needed someone to yell at me like that to, like, get me in line, or else I would have just kept being on the same bullshit that I was always on. And he gave that coach a lot of credit for, like, making him who he became. And so I think that it depends. It's perspective, and not everyone likes to or needs to be yelled at. For sure. But I noticed that in this coaching staff quite a bit. And sometimes I think you kind of need it. You kind of need to just get yelled until you start doing it right.
That's football, bro.
Particularly on that side of the football.
Yes.
Particularly on that side. Because I wasn't the guy who loved the yeller coach, but I also played quarterback.
Right.
Like, just talk to me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna yell at me. But, like, pretty much all the defensive coaches I had were pretty much all crazy and yellers. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of necessary. But that made me think about something else that Vonn Bell said today that I thought was kind of along these lines, where he said, like, a lot of those guys in the safety room, like, they tell him they want to be coached hard.
Yeah.
Like, they want to be pushed. And I think there was a clip yesterday that came out of Vonn Bell after practice talking to one safety in the group in particular. Like, the camera wasn't on the safety, but he was like, basically saying, like, this some bull. Like, what you giving right now? Like, don't give me attitude because I'm trying to push you. Like, I want you to be the best version of you. And I feel like there are a lot of guys who want to take that hard coaching, and there are some who it might take a little bit longer for them to want that tough coaching going out, or maybe they might go into a shell at least to start when they get that type of coaching. But the more guys you have who want to be coached up that way and talk to, like, this is your chance, and I'm going to treat you like this is your chance, and you only have one of them.
I think it makes you a tougher team too.
Definitely hardens you in the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sooner that you realize that they're trying to help you, the better off you'll be. I remember I used to get yelled at, and I would yell back. And then my mom one time was just like, you know how easy it would be for you to just say, okay, and just, like, move on. And then it's just over.
For sure.
And boy, that was good advice.
Great life advice.
Definitely.
Nate Mitchell is next on the podium. Shout out Nate Mitchell, man. Friend of the show, friend of DNVR, our guy. I asked him about, the plays. He's all over the field, man, just making plays constantly. He said, I put a lot of work in, being able to make those plays. So when I can go out there and produce for my team and make those plays, it's a blessing. Once I get the ball in my hands and try to do what I can with it. He says, I've made a couple plays so far, but I got to keep going. The plays that I've made have been great. Coaches have put me in a good position. My teammates have been right there next to me. It's been awesome. Also asked about Coach Bell and his relationship with him, and which Coach Bell too, he also talked about how Nate is in his office damn near every single day. Yeah. He said that about Boo as well. I think he said that about Ben as well. Yeah.
He also mentioned Braylon Edwards.
He did, yes.
Name drop true freshman Braylon Edwards. Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on a young man.
But Nate Mitchell on his relationship with Vonn Bell said he's a great mentor, a great leader of men. Him coming in was a big thing for me. He played in the league. He's done what I want to do and what I want to get to. Not only coaching me, but coaching me outside of football, getting me ready for the league. And that's my goal. That's my dream. He's done it. Been able to have him on our side and going into games like that. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I love the humility there. Because I would have been up there like, y'all see me in these clips. Well, I've been making plays. Boy, I'm really like that. But I love the humility from Nate. He's a player, man.
Yes, he is.
Led New Mexico State last year in tackles, PBUs, and forced fumbles. We've seen him already force a fumble in spring on a Colorado running back, and I think that's not a coincidence when you're able to get the ball out with the propensity that he does. And he's a leader, another high IQ guy who I think plays up here as much as he plays, physically. Which is super important at that spot in the back end. And he kind of said it himself today. He's like, I'm more of a free safety. He's obviously a bit on the smaller size, at least compared to, a 6'2", 220-pound Brandon Fontenette.
Yeah.
But I believe that duo has special potential. And we'll get into Jaydan Hardy. Obviously, we know Ben Finnisseth is a leader on this team and going to be in that mix as well. But I think Jaydan Hardy has become a really viable third option, so to speak, or even a starting caliber player at safety as well, because he was really impressive to me as well today.
Yeah, just continuing with Nate real quick, though. Speaking about Rando, he said, I'm excited to work with him. I've seen his film. I've followed him for a long time. Outside of football, we have a lot of friends that are connected. So just excited to go to work with him. He's been a great leader for the team, been a great role model. He is an older player too, right? And he says he knows football, and being able to go out there and communicate with him has been great so far. Also, Nate Mitchell talking about his role in the scheme.
He says he's still learning it a little bit, obviously, but he feels like he has range back there. Like they're allowed to play pretty free in the back end.
He says, I've been able to go and fly around, play free safety. I'm a smaller guy, but I feel like a playmaker. I feel like that's my game, get into the ball and just being able to make plays. Said, the scheme, it's he's still finding his way, as you said, but he's obviously fitting in pretty well so far.
I think it's such good perspective to remember, too, that these guys are learning a new defense.
Yes.
And learning a new offense. And that's why I'm so anti, big picture takeaways from, 4? We're up to 4 now. Or no, 5.
5 practices.
5 practices. Everyone, this is 100% a learning phase.
Definitely.
It's not even... You can't take anything from it other than when you see guys just make a play. And that's the thing with Nate is you just seen him make plays. That's just him using his natural football abilities and going and doing it.
Right.
But when it comes to, this guy's out of position or, he got cooked here. What's up with the blown coverages? It's like, God,
100%.
this is all brand new.
And also, too, defensively, they're learning a new defense. They were starting to learn all these transfers. They were starting to learn Robert Livingston's defense to start the offseason. And then they had to kind of switch and make some adjustments to learn Chris Marv's defense and what different schemes he wants to use and whatnot. But I guess Nate, too, just talking about how he feels like he's a playmaker. He is. And there are a lot of them in that secondary. If there's an interception, that thing is very much bound to go for 6 the other way. Nate got a pick 6. Randon has a pick 6 in his career. Eaglin has one. Don't let Boo Carter get an interception and see what he do with it. That. There are going to be points, I think, available out there for defense, assuming they can get their hands on footballs and, get some takeaways.
Totally. Just going against Brendan Marin in this offense, though, Nate Mitchell said, they're fast, man. I know they're down a couple guys right now, but you could tell there's a lot of speed. That go-go offense is definitely different. Marion's got stuff going on. First thing I could see from them is they're a very fast offense, and they're going to compete. You've seen a couple scuffles and things of that nature, but they've just been going fast, and everybody's been playing hard. That's all I can ask for.
Oh, God.
Anything else from Nate?
I think that was it.
Cool. Jaydan Hardy. Look, we've been saying this for 3.5, almost 4 years now. The podium speaks.
It does.
And the players who get selected to go up on the podium, that's not nothing. Is it everything? Absolutely not.
No.
Especially in spring football. But it's not nothing at the same time.
And those are chosen,
Yes.
I know for a fact, by Coach Prime or a
Yes.
position coach.
Yes.
Either he's saying it himself or he's saying, hey, position
Send your
coach,
guy out.
who should go up?
Yeah.
And so, you're right. It's certainly not nothing.
First thing he was asked was why Colorado, and he says that's pretty easy, Coach Prime. That's one of the probably the most go-to answer. Not even go-to. That's just the default answer for all these secondary players who come in usually. And he's the next in line. Go ahead.
And I don't think he mentioned it at the game, but he talked about it later. Makari Vickers, his
Yes.
former teammate, obviously played a role as well. Who they played, they were teammates together at Oklahoma. So that is a connection that he was able to use and kind of get an idea of what Colorado was like before he jumped over.
He's saying he's liking what he's seeing from this defense too, right? He says we're flying around, we're explosive, we're fast. I feel like the trust we're building each day is speaking volumes to how we're playing out there. Being able to trust one another out there allows you to play free. And he's just someone you've seen him make plays, and he's been, getting helmet taps and Someone that coaches are like happily yelling at after plays. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's go, Jaydan.
He
that
out there
type of
crunching
stuff.
folks.
He is, bro.
At least twice.
He is.
I asked
What
him.
They don't
Yes.
call him Jaydan Soft.
Real spill. I asked him about kind of how he would just describe his game and how he feels this defense kind of highlights his strengths as a football player or whatnot. He goes, I'm a smart player in my opinion. I like to analyze stuff with personnel, down and distance. Any good player, you got to be focused on stuff like that. Also understanding splits, what you guys as an offense are good at. You have to know that stuff. You have to know that stuff to take your game to the next level by watching film, understanding, okay, he lines up here, he does this, stuff like that. You love that.
Music to
my ears. And that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier, where it's like Chris Marvin and them, like they have already gotten into the minds in the right way of these defensive players of what they need to be focusing on every single snap. First quarter, fourth quarter, whatever. These are the things you need to be looking at before you even get a defensive call, before you even do anything, before you even step on the field. And to hear kind of that same language being spoken this early on through 5 spring practices with a bunch of new players and coaches, I think is really, really important.
Definitely.
God, that's so great. This is the last level of football where you can still gain an edge on your opponent by watching film.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you can only fall behind by not watching film.
Right.
But here you still can. You can still gain an edge by how dialed in you are and how much of the mental game you have.
Definitely. And that's a big Coach Primeism too, right? Down and distance especially.
Although
100%.
I will caution myself from getting too excited about that because there was a player who told us about how much film they watch. And then every week I was getting a text being like, this player's might not play this week because he hasn't watched any film. And I was broke my heart.
He always ended up making the hour threshold.
He
though.
did the last second.
And then he went out and balled on Saturday. So
Credit
we
to
can't
him.
say too much. All right, let's take our next break and then we'll wrap up what Jaydan Hardy said and get to everything else. Shout out to our friends over at Benihana and their 369 happy hour. Again, just starting at $3, man. Go hit them up at the Denver and Broomfield location, 3 to 6 p.m. Their happy hours are amazing. They include specialty rolls, cocktails, and premium bites. Not only that, but right now, they got the Wagyu of the world going on. Where does steak rank in terms of like your all-time favorite foods? Because it's up there for me.
It's top 4 or 5. Yeah, no doubt.
Most definitely. So
Especially at Benihana.
if you're a steak fan like us too, now is the time to get in and go to Benihana. You can try steaks from all over the world, including Japan, Australia, and of course the United States. And they get even better when you finish them with one of our favorite butters, the hot honey lobster, the Wagyu umami, the truffle butter. But they got all kinds of stuff going on. It's also the classic hibachi grill experience you've come to know and love, the shrimp toss, onion volcano, all of that, man. So make your reservation and find out more information when you go to www.benihana.com. Always a great time at Benihana.
And shout out to Taco Bell, man. Love Taco Bell. Did you guys see at the Liv Moss reveal some of the new items that we're going to be trying next year?
Yes.
What caught your eye?
There was a crunch wrap that had like
creme brulee.
That's
crunch
what it was.
wrap.
Yes.
Creme brulee crunch wrap.
Edible
caught my eye.
sauce packets too?
Yes. Edible sauce packets.
Like you can eat the packet?
I
The
guess.
packet is food.
Okay. All right.
It's the thing about Taco Bell is they're always innovating.
Always.
They're always trying new things. They're coming out with another Baja Blast pie, but this time it's the Midnight Baja Blast. So we're in for a lot, but you don't have to wait at all if you just want the chicken bacon ranch street chalupa, which has already been stamped by Jake. There's always something new at Taco Bell, and there's always great value at Taco Bell. So don't forget to add something from the Taco Bell Luxe Value menu. Nobody delivers value and supports your hometown teams like Taco Bell. Liv Moss at Taco Bell.
Shout out Benihana. Shout out Taco Bell. Let's wrap up what Jaydan Hardy had to say. He was asked about Coach Rob leaving. Obviously, him and a lot of these defensive players came here to play for Coach Rob, right? He said it's hard news to hear, but he's going on to do better things. All you can do is be happy for him at the end of the day to provide for his family. All respect to Coach Rob. And just from the safety room perspective, we have Coach Bell. He's a great coach. He played 9 years in the league. He has the experience. So everything that every guy in that room plans on doing in life, he's done it. If you can sit there and relate your life that way and see it in their eyes and hear all that knowledge and the stuff he's given you, you can't be sitting there ungrateful for everything that he's done that we want to do.
Hell yeah. Super impressed by all three of those guys today.
Another great day on the podium.
Not a surprise why they were chosen, particularly the players, obviously, to go up and speak to us.
Well, one final shot to Jaydan Hardy. This is a very young player, too, by the way.
With some experience, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
But, like, I completely forgot that he's, a redshirt freshman, I believe, redshirt sophomore?
I think he'll be a redshirt sophomore this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Listed as a freshman on the roster.
He spent 2 years at Oklahoma, I believe. So if he redshirted both years, 2 years at Oklahoma, right?
He's on our roster as a freshman. So
That's crazy.
That's
awesome.
2 career picks. Had a pick in his first career game as a true freshman.
I think that was in, Guess That Transfer.
it was.
Yeah.
Anything else from the podium today, Scotty?
No, sir.
All right. Shout out Quanell X Farrakhan, man. Not only is this kid balling out in practices so far, someone from his account tweeted out today that he's not only going crazy at practice, but he's doing this during the holy month of Ramadan, where he's not allowed to, he's fasting, right? No food or drink during daylight, but during practice too.
Yeah.
Dude ain't drinking during practice.
Yeah. That's, I can't imagine. True sacrifice there. Watching the Premier League, watching Leeds a couple weeks ago, they had a break in the game because the sun went down. And they were like, we're going to take a break so that the players who have been fasting can quickly eat something and have a drink. It was like 5 minutes or whatever. But yeah.
And
just very interesting. Not easy to combine that with sports.
right. And he's not the only one on this team. I think Yo-Yo mentioned it last week. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more, but that's just an incredible feat that I don't even think I'd ponder to even attempt, honestly. So shout out to them.
And I believe Ramadan still goes on for another week. I believe the last day of it is next Thursday, March 19th. But yeah, I mean, having gone through 6 practices this spring, it'll be 6 TM this week. That is something that a lot of people might think they can do, but I assure you it's much more difficult to be done than said.
Like,
so to speak.
I think I could fast. I don't think I could fast and physically exert myself to that level at the same time.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Kyrie was doing it a couple years ago, like in the middle of the playoffs, or at least late in the regular season. Had been late in the regular season, and I'm like, how you playing 35 minutes of NBA action off on an empty stomach? It's crazy. I respect it though. Shout out to Quanell and Yo-Yo and anybody else who might be.
He's just balling, man.
He is.
I mean, I watched Bucky's video yesterday, watched Darius's video today after we got back from media, and Darius it's just clip after clip of Quanell, honestly. And I mean, man, I told y'all when he got here, he's just got the complete profile at wide receiver, man, and he's really showing it off so far.
It just seems like confidence is the biggest difference from last year to this year. Confidence in himself and his abilities, because he knew he could play, and I feel like sometimes it just takes a year sometimes to remind yourself that I belong here, bro. I'm here for a reason. And also confidence seems like those quarterbacks having Quanell, all of them are targeting him, and he has clearly earned their trust, because that's at the core of, I think, quarterback wide receiver connections. Do you trust that guy? Do you trust that guy to be where you need him to be when he needs to be there? And it seems like Quanell has earned that trust from coaches and quarterbacks alike.
Yeah. Well, and Quanell and Juju had a great relationship last year, too.
Yes.
Definitely.
On the visit that weekend in June 2 years ago, Quanell was. We're going to look back on that visit one day, and I'm just saying. Yeah. Let's talk about returning production in 2026. Shout out to Cody Nagel over at CBS Sports. He did this for every Power 4 team. Ranked them from top to bottom, returning production for each Power 4 team. I know you're looking. Can you guess the team that has the most returning production and has a very big common thread with Brennan Marion's previous stop at UNLV?
What? USC?
15 returning starters, 9 on offense for them, most in the country.
Tell me why Penn State is 9-point favorites on the road.
That was confounding to me yesterday. That made no sense.
That won't hold up.
No, I can't. Were most of their returning starters offensive line or skill or what?
They got
the offensive linemen?
I think five, bro. Yeah,
Wow.
5. One
That's
wide
impressive.
receiver, 2 running backs, and Jaydan Mayava as well. Georgia's next up there at 14. Maryland's up there. New Mexico's actually up there. Shout out UNM. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Oregon, Virginia Tech, interestingly enough. But, of course, they're going through roster turnover too. So,
they technically kept their head coach.
Technically, yes.
Brent Pry's just through DC now.
But also, maybe that has something to do with it. But not many guys, I think, really leaving Virginia Tech, as we saw with Penn State, where Virginia Tech was able to hold on to players while also picking up a lot of Penn State players, a lot of Penn State recruits and transfers included. So maybe
I think they could
watch
be
out for
decent
the
this year
Hokies. I think so
in
as
the
well.
ACC. I think they could
So
compete.
as well.
Love that.
Just going straight to Colorado, they gave us 5. 4 on offense, 1 on defense. Michael Welsh, Joseph Williams, Zach Atkins, and Larry Johnson III on offense. Ben Finiseth, the only returner on defense who is not even healthy at this point. So, and likely not starting on defense with Naeten and Rando in fold, but going to be crucial on defense and special teams as always.
Yeah, I think that number is really like 2 or 3.
I agree.
If you had to ask me.
Yeah.
But that's what you want to see if you're a Colorado Buffalo fan. Last year was awful. You go 3-9, there aren't really too many ways you can spin that. And when you go 3-9 and have a disappointing season like that, you got to change everything.
Yep.
You don't want too much to be returning from that team and that season. So as much change that this program could have undergone this offseason, the better. And I think that's what we've seen.
Yeah, it's funny because we're going through the opposite of that with the Broncos right now.
It's true.
Broncos were really good. They're trying to keep the team together.
Yeah.
And the teams who are trying to who are making the most moves in free agency are the ones who are bad.
No doubt.
Always how it goes.
Yes.
You look at those teams that had the most. USC won 9 games last year. Georgia was second. Maryland's kind of an interesting thing, but
They had an up and down year. New Mexico had a great year last year.
Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a playoff team. Oregon's a playoff team.
Yeah.
So
The highest ranked team in the Big 12, BYU with 13. 5 on offense, but 8 on defense, man.
can't believe LJ Martin's coming back.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That should almost not be allowed, honestly. Texas Tech's up there with 13 as well. Cameron Dickey, the running back, is back. He's probably the biggest name that some people would know. On defense, Ben Roberts, the linebacker, opposite of Jacob Rodriguez, he's back. Damn near their entire secondary. Starting secondary is back.
Is the cornerback
Which one?
Pollock?
Yep, Bryce Pollock.
What about defensive line?
AJ Holmes. They're going to have 3 top 50 draft picks on the defensive line this year in Hunter, Bailey, and...
You're saying going into the draft. Yeah.
So they theoretically got to be worse there, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like that was the strength of their team, in my
For sure.
opinion, especially with Rodriguez behind them, and those guys kept him clean and just let him go do his thing. It'd be hard for them to match that.
No doubt.
And that they just some games they just went into, and you just look at the offensive lineman matchup versus that group and just be like, okay,
Game
this
over.
game's over.
Yep. Ben Roberts, though, look, Jacob Rodriguez was an animal. He's top 5 in Heisman and stuff. Ben Roberts was the one in the playoff, though, that flashed to me.
Yeah, wasn't he the dude that had
Yes.
the multiple picks?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a good player.
Houston's up there with 12.
Give me some of those names. I know they got. Are they Wegman? Obviously.
Wegman, Amari Thomas, the wide receiver.
Oh, okay. He's a good player. I
2
like
other wide receivers. That's really it. 2 offensive linemen that are mentioned. Defensively, was Webb the guy who went crazy against us?
What's his first name?
Kentrell?
No,
No.
I don't think so. It was number 1.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have had
I
Demetrius
want to say his
Pancake
last name
Hunter
was
on there.
Johnson.
I think you're right. They would have had Demetrius Pancake Hunter on there if he stayed.
That's true as well.
He's buff though.
Who else is up here? I'm just scrolling through. Do you see
That
anything?
logo just threw me off. I'm
Which
like, is that a
one?
Washington Commanders logo?
Where?
Right there.
Western Michigan. Yeah. Who did we just see here? UCF is up there. Let's go to the bottom though, because this is interesting.
Does anybody have 0?
Multiple teams.
Oh my.
3 teams with 0.
Wow.
0 returning starters entering 2026.
Two of them make sense. I guess all three kind of make sense, but
North Texas, one of them.
okay.
North Texas is one of them. Obviously, Eric Morris heading on over to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Memphis, they lost Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas. I don't know how many of those players followed him in the SEC to Arkansas. Iowa State, 0. I don't think I've ever seen a team clearly get drastically worse in college football like Iowa State's about to be. And they weren't even that good last year.
Yeah,
They weren't.
They're going to be
lost to us.
they're going to be so much worse. I mean, and who knows, actually, in college football, anything can change, and there's so much unknown year to year. But that's an unbelievable amount of turnover.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to hope for like the guy's name, Brent Brennan-esque arc for this new coach. Like first year is gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
Can you turn it around year 2?
Mm-hmm. Are they? Do they have 16th place in the Big 12 finish in the cards for them?
It has to be right now, right? It's got to be on the table.
It's definitely on the table.
I mean, look, West Virginia's got 3 on this list. They mentioned Scotty Fox Jr., which, again, we'll see. He is technically your returning starter, but...
And they're going to have a run game this year, too, with Cam Cook.
They had flashes of it last year with Jaheim White.
You're right.
Arizona State's down there at 3, interestingly enough. Arizona State. Oklahoma State up there with 4. We just talked about them on the other side, obviously. Utah down there with 5, too.
Wow.
Don't sleep on Utah, the turnover that happened at Utah, right? They lost their entire coaching staff.
That's why I was so confused by that favorite in every game thing.
Yeah.
They lost their coaching staff. They lost...
Dan Pierre back, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And Parker looks like, or Wayshawn.
Yeah, Wayshawn's back.
So, yeah, I mean, they're going to be good. I just don't know if... We'll see.
Yep. So, yeah, this was interesting. Shout out Cody Nagel. This is a lot of work. So
For real.
Austin Nivison over at CBS Sports did this one, though. Questions facing each Big 12 team entering spring. Straight to Colorado. I mean, any guesses as to what Colorado's big question is this spring?
How will Brennan Marion's go-go offense fit Julian Lewis?
Close.
Really? Close to that.
Something about Prime?
No.
I would thought it would be about just all of a whole new defense.
How big a jump can Julian Lewis make at quarterback?
Okay.
The blurb, this feels like a big year for the Deion Sanders era at Colorado. It may hinge on the development of quarterback Julian Lewis. As a true freshman in 25, Lewis sat behind Caden Salter and watched from the bench as the offense sputtered. Now he's a chance to be the number 1 quarterback in Boulder, and he must turn his impressive high school pedigree into success at the college level. Just mentioned his stats. The former 4-star prospect has all the tools to become a star at Colorado. We knew that, though.
Sure do.
Some of these are interesting, though, and these are pretty big questions. I mean, Arizona, they had a lot of defensive turnover numbers, really efficient defensive numbers last year. Can they sustain that and overcome the turnover on that side in terms of the personnel?
I really like their DC. His name
Who is it again?
Eludes my memory. It's
From where?
Gonzalez, Arizona's DC.
Oh, Danny?
Danny Gonzalez. That's
Yeah,
his name,
I
right?
think he coached at UNM for a while.
I love him as a DC, and I think whoever they have personnel-wise, I think they're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. ASU, can an overhauled offense come together? They lost a lot of star power, and they have a new quarterback situation. Baylor, can Dave Aranda coach his way off the hot seat? Has to be one of the hottest seats in the country. BYU, who is going to catch passes? They had turnover there. They had someone get popped for a crazy legal situation. And, of course, just a lot of turnover. Cincinnati was last year's collapse, a sign of things to come in 2026. They're going to have a new quarterback as well. Who else is interesting here? TCU, I mean, is Jaydan Craig an adequate replacement for Josh Hoover?
No.
Texas Tech, can they get it done in the CFP?
That's a scary place to be. You're Texas Tech. Yo, season, don't nobody care what you do in the regular season at this point. Nobody cares. That's just a scary place to be as a coach, as a fan base, all of it.
But, yeah, we'll leave that there. Play a game of over-under real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, I just throw one up. Nate Mitchell, interceptions in 2026, over under 5.5.
Whoa.
It's a really high line.
Yeah.
I mean, if that boy gets 6 picks this year, I mean,
good things.
I got to try and put some action on both sides here.
Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year if he has 6 picks this year.
If you said 5.5 takeaways, I might take the over,
sure.
but I'm gonna take the under just because interceptions are so circumstantial.
Yeah, I think I have to go under there, but I think 3.5 that line would have been perfect.
So then, if his total turnovers at 5.5,
I'll take the over.
Yeah, I would take that.
I just think I'd probably take the over on picks. Honestly, those things kind of translate, bro. Like you find the ball at high school, you find the ball in college. You find the ball in practice, you're likely to find the ball in the game. You find the ball in college, you can find the ball in the NFL. It's just how it works.
Facts.
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at I guess how many he has. He had 3 last year. He had 3 picks last year and 4 forced fumbles last year. So that's 7. So, yeah, he's got it in him. And I don't want to limit him at all. But if that boy gets 6 picks this year, this defense is nasty.
Next one. Total rushing yards for Colorado's leading rusher this season. Over under 899.5.
Over.
Over 1,000?
Maybe.
Good answer. Scotty?
What say you?
I think I'm going under, actually.
Just because there's a lot of bodies.
Mouths to feed, yes, but also I understand that Brennan Marion comes in, you're going to run the football, right? And that's a lot of what he's going to do. Julian Lewis is going to be slinging the ball for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns, I think, too.
He is.
And that's how blowouts happen. Throwing the football, I think.
I think blowouts happen by running the football.
Yeah.
I guess both. I'm just thinking explosive plays.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go under here as well. We're just looking back to UNLV, right? I think with Mayava, I think it's the best comp to Julian in terms of coaches or quarterbacks that Brennan Marion has coached. That year, Mayava threw for 3,000 yards. Their leading rusher at 760. They had another running back with 500 and the third running back with 450. So I think it would be a similar split to that.
He does spread it around quite a bit.
2024, though, they had someone at like 917, I think.
Correct. But yeah, still not 1,000 yards. Yeah, 918.
Yeah.
Quarterback ran for 850. Another running back was 650. So, yeah, I think Julian's going to get up near 3,000 passing yards. And there's going to be about 2 or 3 running backs with like 550 plus.
Or just last year at Sac State, right? The numbers there are very similar in terms of distribution, but also like Henderson with the top number, like.
No, they had the other dude was the top.
Oh,
leader,
you're right.
Hammond.
Yeah, that's
Hammond,
right.
I think he had like 1,200.
The senior, right? But they didn't have a passing game at all, bro.
No, they didn't.
You know what I mean? Like they were just purely running the football there.
That quarterback was a very limited passer.
Yes. Next one, yeah. True freshman to play over 100 snaps, non-special teams. The over-under is 4.5.
That's an easy smash over.
I love that.
That's an easy smash
Name
over. Preston Ashley, Mojo Williams, Braylon Edwards, who we heard from today.
Cree Thomas.
Are we counting redshirt freshmen?
Oh, right.
I was thinking
right.
true freshman.
True
yeah,
freshman. My
yeah.
bad.
I was like, yeah, redshirt freshman. That would be easy over then.
I might put Cam Newton's name in there.
That's the next name I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's the next name I was going to say.
Wow.
I mean, I think I had to tweet, like every year Coach Prime has been there. He's had multiple guys, multiple freshmen play over 100 snaps every single year.
I don't have a good perspective on what 100 snaps really means.
So Draylon, his freshman year was easily over 300.
Yeah.
Cormani, his freshman year was like 250.
Okay, then yeah, I'll take the over.
Dylan, his freshman year was like 400-ish. He had some injuries too, right? Yeah. So,
Guess it's like you really got to contribute in like half the games.
Q for 6 hit it last year. I mean,
sure,
maybe special teams actually probably pumped that up to over 100, but
Quanell played 133 last year.
Yep. I go back to Carter, to Jaydan Milner-Jones, to guys like that in first year. So, I mean, really, your candidates are Donovan Stevens, the cornerback, Keneal Sweetwine, Mojo Williams, Braylon Edwards, Colby Johnson, Josiah Manu, Christian Ward, Alexander Ward, Gula and Payne on the offensive line, Colton and Crawford at linebacker.
Got the linebackers.
Yeah. I'm taking the over as well.
Definitely. Easy smash.
Next one.
It's true. If you get some blowouts,
Oh, yeah.
that'll take care of it right there.
If you get some 30-point games.
Yeah.
Speaking of 30-point games for Colorado, over under 7.5. So
I'm taking the over. I'm just taking the over.
I love it. I was going to throw in some context.
Brennan Marion's my guy. Taking the over.
Yeah, I mean, last year at UNLV, I think they averaged 34. I think the last 3 years combined, Brennan Marion's offense is average about 34 points a game. And I had the stat
That
since
means that
2024.
you're scoring over 30 points more often than not.
Literally. In Colorado, dating back to 2024, they are 10-0 when they score 30 plus. And it's clearly was in Coach Prime's mind when he targeted Brennan Marion, right? He said it this week or last week.
Mm-hmm.
Points per game. That was one of the main things he was looking for when he was looking at a new offensive coordinator.
In 2024, Colorado hit 30-plus points in 8 of their 9 wins.
Wow. That was easy offense in some of those games.
And they lost to Kansas State. It was 28 points.
Right. I'm going to take the over as well. I think Brennan Marion is built to do this.
So this team's winning a lot of football games.
This team is scoring a lot of points, I think.
I think they're winning a lot of football games.
I'm taking the over as well.
Yeah.
Last one, I believe, here. We did Nate Mitchell, but total turnovers for the entire team over under 19.5. In 2024, when the Buffs were very efficient at turning the ball over, I believe the number was around 20 total.
So total turnovers, not like ratio or not margin.
Yes, not turnover margin, plus minus stuff. No, pure turnover numbers. And I'll get the, do you have them?
So last year, 2025, Colorado had, this is 2024, sorry. 2025, because I was like, damn, they picked the ball off a lot last year.
No, they did not pick the ball off a lot last year.
So 2025, they were certainly near the bottom of the conference when it comes to turnovers. Interceptions, they had 6 on the year, and they recovered 9 fumbles. So they had 15 turnovers.
Over.
Easy over.
I think so too.
I think team speed results in turnovers. And I think this defense has a lot of speed.
Especially in the secondary too, right?
Yep.
Those guys are going to be ball hawking, man.
100%.
They're going to be making plays on the football, and I think just with what Chris Marv's going to be doing with how much they play zone, there's just going to be more opportunities to kind of just, sneak under a route and just pick one off or bait a quarterback, where there was so much man coverage last year. It was purely you had to make a play on the football, right? Or beat a receiver to a spot. Now it's more so just a call from the coach, really, that I think can create turnovers.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to fool quarterbacks.
Yes.
Into turnovers. And you think about it last year, right? This defense couldn't stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
How often did they make quarterbacks and offenses put the ball in harm's way?
Yeah.
I think this defense's ability this year to stop the run is going to, get offenses in 3rd and long and make them put the ball into harm's way a little bit more to lead to some of those takeaways that we're looking for.
Totally. Shout out Bird in the chat, man.
Bird.
He says we need an over-under on missed tackles. I'm just going to set the line at 90.
You know what's crazy? I was looking at this. 130 was the number
Yes.
that we found missed tackles for Colorado last year. That was low-key like top half of the Big 12.
In terms of
like, it wasn't as bad. Like there were a handful, like almost half the conference had more than 130, which is crazy to think about.
Colorado's defense wasn't bad on a down-in, down-out basis. It was just...
This is big plays.
It really was, man. And when it was ugly, it was ugly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like one missed tackle equated into a big play or a touchdown. It was 3, 4, 5 missed tackles on a single play that equated to a 70-yard gain or a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think even the first play of the Utah game, I'm pretty sure Bird Flickland went untouched.
Yeah.
No missed tackles.
Right, no missed tackles. Like Bird went untouched up the middle of the defense. So, yeah.
Do you want to hit tampering still?
Yeah, this should be a real quick one. So this is pretty crazy. Obviously, March Madness is kind of going on right now. Obviously, conference tournaments going on. We got Selection Sunday this Sunday. And as college basketball team season ends, that means tampering is on the way. Mm-hmm. So this was from yesterday. Queens head coach Grant Leonard accused an SEC assistant of buying a courtside seat to get ahead in the recruitment of a player.
Channeling Connor Stallions here.
He said, we had an SEC assistant buy a courtside seat for one of our conference tournament games to, quote, get ahead of recruiting on one of my kids.
Was he like talking to him as he's going down the court? What's going on here?
This is crazy, man. But they are inventing just new ways to tamper. And again, when we've talked about it, it's been more from a football perspective. But again, as the basketball season ends, we're going to see some crazy stuff when it comes to tampering with these college basketball players as well. But that's just blatant tampering.
Yep.
Blatant. But it seems like all the tampering nowadays is pretty blatant.
Yeah. And obviously, Colorado will be trying very hard to keep their young roster together, and it's going to be a battle.
And there are coaches around the country calling in on Isaiah Johnson and some of these other young buffs.
I bet you Isaiah Johnson has 10 ironclad offers right now.
Oh, yes.
With money attached to it.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
What's crazy to think about, though, is like we probably haven't even heard the craziest like college sports tampering story yet. You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
Oh, definitely not.
Like, even after this era, something's going to be said
on a podcast.
Of course, long after it's gone. Like, man, you're not going to believe this shit. Like, it's rampant right now.
Bro, also, too, as we're talking about this, Vonn Bell shared an anecdote today.
Oh, yes, he did.
He was asked about NIL and how much it's changed since he was at Ohio State. And he said, boy, these boys having it nowadays. He said when he was in college, he said his mama used to Western Union him $20 a week.
This was a star player at Ohio State.
Yep.
You just imagine the difference of that and what a second, third string player right now in powerful football is making. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. But he was saying, like, hey, y'all, make sure y'all boys take care of y'all stuff. Mm-hmm. Save y'all money. Crazy.
I can't even imagine what it's like to have 7 figures in your bank account.
I hope
20 years old too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, ever would be great.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Ever would be
of course.
I just like the amount of irresponsible things I would have done.
Oh, dude,
is insane. Like, how many times did you just like have an idea, but like you didn't have enough money?
Like,
or
boy, if I only had it. If I only had it.
X amount.
It's
of
like,
money.
we want to have a kegger tonight. Like, well, can we scrounge together $100? Like, how many people are we gonna have to call to get enough money for this?
Yeah, man, I would have for sure ran through that bread if I was handed all that at 19, 20, 21 years old.
Thought you were going elsewhere with that.
All right.
Yeah, it's time. We'll be back tomorrow at 4. But there's no practice tomorrow. So, practice will be on Friday this week. And we'll wrap up the week on Friday at 1 o'clock. So, there's a schedule for the rest of the week. Anything else? All right. See you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.